September 27th, 1958, 2:30 p.m., Omaha, Nebraska. The rifle is heavier than Leslie Arnold expected. His mother lies on the dining room floor. 6 bullets, straight through the heart. The phone receiver still dangles off the hook from where he was talking to his girlfriend an hour ago. He hears the front door. His father walks in, sees Opal, sees the blood spreading across the hardwood. Bill Arnold lunges forward, toward his son, toward the boy holding the rifle. Leslie doesn't hesitate. 6 more shots, chest, center mass. His father drops next to his mother. Leslie is 16 years old. He just murdered both his parents because they wouldn't let him borrow the car for a date. And in 90 minutes, he'll be sitting in a movie theater watching The Undead with his girlfriend, laughing, eating popcorn like nothing happened. This is the story of one of the longest unsolved prison escapes in American history. A teenager who killed in cold blood, served 9 years, then vanished off the face of the earth for over 50 years. He built a new life, had a family, traveled the world, died of natural causes, surrounded by people who loved him. Nobody knew, not his wives, not his children. Not a single person in his new life had any idea they were living with a double murderer. The FBI searched for him for decades. The US Marshals never gave up. Every lead went cold. Every tip went nowhere. Until a DNA test cracked the case wide open, 12 years after his death. If you're fascinated by cold cases that took decades to solve, hit that subscribe button right now. This isn't just another prison escape story. It's a journey into how someone can murder their own parents, walk free for 50 years, and die without anyone discovering the truth. Where are you watching from tonight? Let me know in the comments below. Omaha, Nebraska, 1958. Eisenhower is president. Elvis is on every radio. The Cold War is heating up. But in Middle America, life feels safe, predictable, normal. This is the kind of neighborhood where people leave their doors unlocked, where kids ride bikes until the streetlights come on, where everyone knows everyone, and the biggest scandal is who's dating who at Omaha Central High School. The Arnold family lives on a quiet residential street. Bill Arnold runs a small business. Opal keeps the house. They have 2 sons, Leslie, 16, and Jimmy, 13. From the outside, they're the picture of 1950s American normalcy. Nobody sees what's coming. Leslie Arnold isn't a troublemaker. Good student, plays saxophone in the school band, has a steady girlfriend. Teachers like him. Neighbors wave to him. He's polite, clean-cut, responsible. The kind of kid parents point to and say, "Why can't you be more like Leslie?" But there's tension in the Arnold house that Saturday morning. Leslie's been on the phone with his girlfriend for hours, tying up the line. Opal is fed up. More than that, she doesn't like this girl, doesn't want Leslie seeing her. They argue, all morning, all afternoon. By 2:30 p.m., when Leslie asks to borrow the car to take his girlfriend to the drive-in, Opal has had enough. She says no, that's all it takes. Leslie Arnold walks upstairs, grabs the family rifle, comes back down, and fires 6 times into his mother's chest. His 13-year-old brother Jimmy isn't home. He's working as an usher at the rodeo that day. Lucky for him, because Leslie isn't done. Bill Arnold walks through the front door minutes later, sees his wife on the floor, the blood, his son standing there with the rifle. He lunges forward. Leslie fires again, 6 shots. His father collapses next to his mother. Then Leslie drags both bodies down to the basement, mops up the blood, changes his clothes, and goes to pick up his girlfriend. That night, Leslie sits in the dark at the drive-in theater, his girlfriend beside him, The Undead playing on the big screen. He doesn't tell her what happened. Why would he? The next morning, Sunday, Leslie goes to church, sits through the entire service with his girlfriend and her family, sings hymns, bows his head during prayer. Then he borrows a shovel from the neighbor. "Just doing a little gardening," he says. Nobody asks questions. In the backyard, under a lilac bush near the fence, Leslie digs a shallow trench, 6 feet long, 2 feet wide, maybe 3 feet deep. That night, once it's dark, he drags both bodies out of the basement, drops them into the hole, covers them with a wooden board, like he's taking out the trash. Monday morning, Leslie opens his father's office, tells the salesman Bill is away on business. They're on their own for a while. He's late to school, but it's fine. He had a doctor's appointment. For the next 2 weeks, Leslie maintains the lie. His parents had to leave town for a family emergency. Nobody questions it. His brother stays with neighbors. Leslie goes to school, goes to band practice, goes on dates. Everything's normal. Except 2 bodies are rotting under the lilac bush in his backyard. 10 days in, Leslie's grandparents show up. They're worried. Nobody's heard from Bill or Opal. No phone calls, no letters, nothing. They pick up Jimmy from the neighbor's house, talk about calling the police. But maybe they're overreacting. Maybe Bill and Opal will walk through the door any minute. They don't. Finally, a great uncle picks up the phone, calls the police, says something's off. Leslie might know more than he's saying. Detectives bring the 16-year-old in for questioning, and that's when he breaks. He confesses. Everything. The fight, the rifle, the bodies under the lilac bush. Neighbors line the street in stunned silence as detectives start digging in the Arnold backyard. About a foot down, they hit Bill's wrist. He's still wearing his watch. Opal's body is on top, her legs tied together with a belt, still wearing her watch and jewelry. Leslie doesn't fight it. He pleads guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder. At 16 years old, he's sentenced to life in prison. Inmate number 16243, Nebraska State Penitentiary. The story should end there. It doesn't. Leslie Arnold murdered his parents in cold blood over a car, then went on a date, went to church, buried them like garbage. If you can't stand people like this, if you believe parents deserve better than being shot by their own child over something so trivial, comment "Justice for Bill and Opal" right now. Leslie Arnold counted on people forgetting. He counted on fading into history. He counted on nobody caring enough to remember his victims' names. If you're not like Leslie Arnold, if you believe Bill and Opal Arnold mattered, hit subscribe right now. Show him that we don't forget. Subscribe. For 9 years, Leslie Arnold keeps his head down, works in the prison print shop, plays saxophone in the prison band, even helps out at the governor's mansion on Christmas, joins the JC's prison chapter. To everyone watching, he's rehabilitated, reformed, a model inmate. But he's planning. July 14th, 1967, just before midnight. Leslie Arnold, now 24 years old, scales a 12-foot fence with another inmate and runs. A massive manhunt kicks off immediately. Roadblocks, search parties. Every cop in Nebraska is looking for him. But Leslie Arnold is gone. The warden calls it the cleanest escape he's ever seen. The prison tightens security so much that nobody ever successfully escapes again. The other inmate? Caught within the year. Leslie Arnold? A ghost. No sightings, no arrests, no paper trail. The FBI searches. The US Marshals search. Every few years, a tip comes in. Every time it leads nowhere. One of the longest unsolved prison escapes in American history. Except Leslie didn't just run. He transformed. He became John Damon, got a passport, traveled the world, lived in Chicago, California, Ohio, Florida, New Zealand, eventually settled in Australia. He married, twice, had 2 biological children, 3 stepchildren. He worked as a businessman, quiet, respected, loved. To everyone who knew John Damon, he was just a regular guy, a devoted dad, a hard worker, a man who loved music and taught his kids to always be their best. Nobody suspected, not once, not for 50 years. He told everyone he was an orphan from Chicago. Nobody questioned it. In 2010, John Damon died of natural causes, surrounded by family, mourned by people who loved him. Leslie Arnold got away with it. Or so everyone thought. 12 years after John Damon's death, his son uploads a DNA sample to Ancestry.com, just hoping to learn more about his family tree. His dad always said he was an orphan. Maybe there are distant cousins out there. What he doesn't know is that the US Marshals are still working the Leslie Arnold case. They've uploaded DNA from Leslie's little brother, Jimmy, the 13-year-old who was at the rodeo the day his parents were murdered. The system lights up. It's a match. After more than 50 years on the run, the case is finally closed. John Damon was Leslie Arnold. The quiet businessman was the teenage killer. The devoted father was the boy who shot his parents 6 times each because they wouldn't let him borrow the car. Leslie Arnold wanted to be forgotten. He wanted his crimes erased. He wanted Bill and Opal Arnold to become just another statistic in 1950s crime files. If you believe Bill and Opal mattered, if you believe we must remember so this never happens again, smash that like button and subscribe. People like Leslie Arnold depend on our silence, our short attention spans, our apathy. Prove him wrong. Like if you believe every life matters, imagine finding out your father was a double murderer. Not through a confession, not through a documentary, through a DNA test you uploaded hoping to find distant cousins. Leslie Arnold's son, now in his 40s, has to reconcile the man he knew with the truth he never saw coming. His family stays anonymous, but this is the statement he gave CNN. There's no warning label on a DNA test telling you that you might not like what you find, but I don't regret doing it. I'm glad I know the truth about my dad. Yes, his life started with something awful, but that's not how I remember him. I remember the dad who worked hard, who loved music, who taught me to always be my best. That's the legacy he left me. 2 lives lived by one man, Leslie Arnold, the cold-blooded killer who murdered his parents over a date. John Damon, the devoted father who built a family from nothing. Which one was real? Maybe both, maybe neither. We know what Leslie Arnold did in 1958. We know he escaped in 1967. We know he became John Damon and lived for 50 years as a free man. But we don't know everything. Did he ever feel guilty? Did he think about Bill and Opal? Did he ever confide in anyone? His wives, did they ever suspect? His children, were there moments that didn't add up? We'll never know. John Damon took those answers to his grave in 2010. Jimmy Arnold, the little brother who was at the rodeo that day, who lived with neighbors while his parents' bodies rotted in the backyard, he provided the DNA that finally closed the case. He's still alive, still processing what his brother did, still living with the knowledge that the man who murdered his parents died peacefully, surrounded by a family who loved him. Justice came, but it came too late. September 27th, 1958. Bill and Opal Arnold were murdered by their own son. He was 16 years old. He killed them over a car, over a date, over a fight that thousands of families have every single day without violence. He spent 9 years in prison, then 50 years free. He built a life, had a family, traveled, laughed, loved. He died without ever facing justice for what he did. Bill Arnold was 43. Opal Arnold was 41. They never got to see their youngest son, Jimmy, grow up. Never got to meet grandchildren. Never got another Christmas, another birthday, another quiet Sunday morning. Leslie Arnold took that from them, and he almost got away with it forever. Bill Arnold, 43. Opal Arnold, 41.